At the game?
I think it's before. Yeah.
Oh. On campus?
I believe so.
Wow. I mean, it's been hat day, cap day, shirt day, black out, white out, red out. Now it's beer day. I've not heard of that before, but, you know, it's, forget about all that. We're playing a heck of a team. You know, I've watched a bunch of the tapes. Defensively, they're different, which makes it hard for teams that are playing them. They're just different in what they do. They go press, passive, aggressive. They go zone to man. They go trap from the baseline. They collapse like a lot of teams. A lot of handsy on drives. So if you're not used to handsies on drives, it'll affect you. Offensively, they're in the top 5 or so in assisted baskets, which means they're a good team. They find each other. They got good players, and they don't lose in that building. So, you know, we're walking into it. It's another hard environment for us to walk into. It's what we're about.
John, do you know Chris Beard at all?
Some, but he and I have talked on and off, and we talked. He and I talked 2 days ago. You know, he's good. I told him he's got my respect. What he does, and you know, when guys are sold on how they play, and their teams play really hard and physical, and they play, I respect that because I know how hard it is to get teams to do that. And he's got a team that won't quit. I mean, the games that they lost, they fought to try to get back in it. It wasn't like they just let the game go. And it didn't matter if it was 8 or 10, they fought.
Cal, I think the best man at his wedding was the Adelaide Christian coach, Bill Golding. I don't know if was there any similarities in sort of how they play.
Who's
style.
that?
Chris Beard, best man at his wedding was the Adelaide Christian coach. You guys played in the tournament last year. They played in kind of similar style and all.
I don't know, but that's kind of neat, you know, to hear that. They must have been coaching together and doing things together and going through the ranks together, which is, you know, this thing here, when you have friends in this and you get along with other coaches, you know, why go through this and just hate on everybody or hate on anybody? I mean, you know, I try to have relationships with all the coaches that I can. If someone makes it personal, it's personal, but it isn't coming from me. I mean, it's, you know, and I think he's one of those guys. He respects the profession, respects coaches, and he coaches his brains out. He's good.
You know, you said on the radio show that you'd like to bring Nate along, that maybe he's receded a little bit. What do you see?
Well, the only thing I said is most of the time when you're like that, you're thinking different. So what's the difference? In my mind, it went from I'm going to prove I'm good enough to be here, and I'm going to fight like heck to prove it, to where now I've got to live up to how I play. And I think that's a mindset I got to get them out of and get them back to. Be hungry, man. Prove who you are. You belong here. The other side of it is Keon's playing better. Now you know, if Keon's playing better than he's playing, then Keon will get more minutes. If he's playing better than Nate is playing better than EJ, then he'll play more than Nate.
You talked about Tech's defense being different. Can you compare them to anybody you played this year?
Not really, because they'll do stuff that not many teams do, whether it be in the post. They switch 1 through 4. They turn down all pick and rolls, and if you drive that way, they collapse. They force you baseline. So if you catch it on a wing, they're making you drive baseline, and then they collapse and take away. That, you know, it's what they do. And you know, they play on-ball defense fairly good, so you can try to get by them, but they're handsy. You know, they're going after balls, and they're doing good stuff.
John, the way that your team responded in Arkansas with everything going the wrong way, how much confidence does that give you that in future hostile environments, you know, they're not going to, they're going to handle it?
I think they'll fight, but the issue in all this is when you're player driven now, which they are, they have to handle more of this and not count on me to step in and save the day. I'm here to guide and help. This is their team. They know how we're gonna play. We're gonna prepare them for the game, and then it's their game. And that means you can't, it doesn't mean you get selfish. It doesn't mean you go do your own thing. It means we're doing this together now. We have a great game plan. Let's go do it. This is a game, we're still in January. We're still learning about it. So I love this game because it's, again, a different kind of team that you get to the NCAA tournament. You're facing crazy teams, and this is another one. And you can say, okay, you remember that game? Bang, here we go. You remember Arkansas, how they played and what they were doing? Here you go. So,
Kelly, we've talked a lot about how this is one of those weird years where maybe there's 50 teams that could get to the Final Four. And so maybe you say seeding doesn't even matter. But on the other hand, is this also the kind of year where you don't want to be in a 6-11, 7-10, 8?
I think seeding does not matter.
Okay.
This is one of those years where I'm not going to say a whole lot about seeding, where in past years I would say seeding matters. When you have 40 teams and they're all within 6 points of each other, okay, maybe your first game, if you're 1, 2, 3 seed, but after that, everybody's 4 or 6 points from each other. I mean, the 3-point line, it's taken away some 3-point shooters. So guys that could shoot it, can't shoot it anymore. They're shooting 25%, not worth it, not a good exchange. There's no big, huge, big, dominant kind of guys that way. There are terrific players, don't get me wrong, but it's just there's more of them that are in the realm of each other around the country.
John, it's the beginning of another semester. You bragged about how Ashton got a 3.5 last time. I was just curious, have you talked to Quade and his academic difficulties?
I have not talked to him. I have not. Normally I would let the player call me and, however I can help, which with just about every guy that's left here, that's the case, but I haven't, and I feel bad for him. But they're saying that they're on a trimester, whatever that is, and they can maybe get him for the NCAA tournament. I hope they do. They got a good team, and they were counting on them.
Anything else, guys?
Now, how you talk about player driven and them taking the plan and running with it, how they practice this week leading up to this game?
Yesterday was one of our hardest practices, but I made it that way because after that one, we got 6 Thursday practices, and everything else is either the day before a game or the day after a game or a day off. And so we got 6 of those, so we went 2.5 hours and we went hard from start to finish. Today will be, we travel, so it's not going to be as rough. It'll be more cerebral, but yesterday was a good day for me. Thanks, guys.